Greetings, citizens from the rolling hills of the bluegrass. So, I thought it was about time that I showed you my political compass, right? It's the internet politi-nerds equivalent to throw some beads and, yeah, show me. But, so it landed about where it normally does. It usually deviates either one up and to the right, or it just kind of depends on just how close to anarchy some of these politicians have pushed me. But but for the most part, it's about where it normally lands. It's nothing really amazing. And most people, they complain about the political compass, and I would say I complain too, but it's more that I think it's the beginning. It's not the be-all, end-all. Like, this is a test that should be test 1 of 5 or 10 even, where each test becomes more and more granular, where you really get down to the details of things, and where you can really hone in on the ideas, because a lot of the problems with the questions are, if you read them, you can see what direction someone of the right would go, someone of the left would go. You can kind of understand it. If you have problems understanding the left, it's potentially a good thing for you to take the political compass test and try to answer it as someone from the opposite of you. So if you're on the left and you want to know what the right really thinks, it might be able to help you to really sit down and go, okay, just how authoritarian do I think these people are? And answer these questions as if you're really trying to be honest, really be honest with it. And it's like, do you really think these people believe that? Do you really believe they want to, you know, like, I think there's a white supremacist racist question in there that you can strongly disagree or strongly agree with. And you have to really think, okay, are the majority of people that are coming out and saying we need to deregulate, we need to protect the Second Amendment, do you really think that they're that racist? And if you don't, then it might show you something about maybe some of your own, you know, presuppositions. And I'm guilty of it too. I have to pull myself back, right? And I leave a very specific place for communists. Socialists, for the most part, I think they're trying to do good, but I do honestly believe that they are going about it in a very bad way. And so, if you take this test, try to use it as a compass to tell you exactly where you might be a little too critical on some people. But I'd like to think that by looking at it, there are probably ways that it could shift to the right a little bit, but the questions themselves don't allow that. And that's, of course, because it's a controlled set of questions, and you don't really get to peel away. It's like, but what about this? And what about this? You don't get to add that wonderful buzzword of nuance to it, because these questions, even though it's strongly disagree to strongly agree, there almost should be a fifth option in the middle where it's like neutral. But I don't even know if neutral is a good indicator. Anyways, I just think it's fun, these kind of little quizzes, and I think this is a good one, but I think it's incomplete. We really need more tests. So like you could see where I'm sitting kind of down in the right category of the libertarian or to the right, you could see a test having more questions to then come in about individualism, that could then really start to chip away, and you could have these tests go back and forth, and them just kind of, once you're done with test number 2, it then recalculates and repositions and kind of really hones in. And that's, whoever made this test, I think that would be your next step, would be to really create a battery of tests that people can really sit down and maybe even have it go topic by topic, and really, really, really hammer this out. But it's fun. It's something that I think most people like to see. Might be some kind of confirmation bias echo chamber thing going on. But, this isn't the first time I've taken this test. And for the most part, it's about where I normally hit. It really is. I would have to say it may even be 1 point lower towards the bottom of the square, 1 line lower. But yeah, it's about where I normally am. Take it as you will. There's my bona fides. I don't know if that makes me card-carrying libertarian, or if I even get thought of as being a libertarian, but it's about where I think it should be. Somewhere in the middle, but it definitely can change depending on how authoritarian whatever side gets in, depending on really how far they want to go with it. If they want endless wars, continuous spending, and then they want to put, gay people back in the closet, we're going to have problems. But then if they decide to say, hey, let's get rid of the income tax. All right, far out. Hey, let's get out of people's bedroom. Hey, far out. Let's get out of these no-win wars where it's just meant to churn up people. Hey, sounds good. But let's have a strong defense so that if we do need to protect ourselves, we're capable of it. Right on. Far out. Let's do it. Let people succeed. Get out of their way. If they fail, their failures are on them. But if they succeed, let's celebrate them. Far out. Quit hand-holding the corporations. Sounds good. Get rid of the welfare state. Sounds awesome. And I think we could move in those directions. But too many people are invested. Too many people have their hands in the cookie jar. Both directly and indirectly. They've got their hands in the pockets of the politicians. And the politicians are usually pretty okay with it because it means they get to stay in power. You would love to see a political compass test done for most of the members of Congress. You'd really love to see it. And just really get an idea of where a lot of these people really sit. But we're never going to see that because it's possible that won't play very well if people actually found out where many of the politicians are. And that goes for the left and the right. Yeah, that's about it. I thought this was going to be kind of a real short one. It's gone on a little longer. But give it a look. If you've not taken the test, I'm sure many of you have. I'll put a link down there and let you all click on it. You can kind of compare yourself to me, where you might land. And it'd be neat to have some discussion. Get some people talking, right? Isn't that the point? If we just sit quietly, what are we doing? I'm just a yokel talking into a microphone at that point. So let's talk. Let's have some verbiage go back and forth. I'll see y'all later.